Hey everybody out there in YouTube land, this is Jake Jabberelli of Jabberelli.com. Just a bunch of referral links. So yes, still on track for getting 500 subs. I will say things in my real life have been affecting my performance in YouTube, but that doesn't mean that I'm any less interested in continuing to make videos. And yes, I'm still going for 500 subs. 1,000, as many subs as possible, although I realize at this point it's not about subs, it's about views and viewership and engagement. I really appreciate the fact that I keep getting questions from my previous content that I put up nearly a year ago now. But I did spend some time when I just wasn't paying any attention to my YouTube channel, and it still grew. I don't intend to do that. Right now, I'd like to talk about NiceHash and my case for it. Plenty of dissenters, I'm certain, out there who would say, oh, HiveOS or Awesome Miner or some other kind of mining tool. Heck, just mine your own. You don't have to participate with a pool service at all. But I would like to present my case for NiceHash. I've been using it now for about a year, and it seems to be like the de facto, the default, the one that people kind of fall back to even if they don't use it. It's a great way to demonstrate how to use things, and honestly, I like it for its simplicity. It doesn't make what you want to do difficult, and that's what I really like about it. I like that it makes what you're trying to do relatively easy. Now, if you're hardcore and into crypto like I've been for years, probably not as hardcore as some people, but it's not as adaptable, and it certainly won't work for older systems that just won't produce any money at all, because it's in NiceHash's interest to make money. And yes, they do take a fairly large chunk of percentage of your mining. So if you want all of it, don't use NiceHash. But if you want something that's relatively easy to use, it doesn't take a lot of setup, NiceHash is pretty good. And NiceHash actually makes it easy for older cards that aren't practical to mine Ethereum now, and that's what I've been using it for lately. I bought, several RX 470 4GB cards that are going to be out of date very soon. And NiceHash makes it still possible to use them outside people who use Windows, because the VRAM, the way Windows allocates VRAM, you can't use a 4GB card because the DAG file is too big on Ethereum and Ethereum-like coins. So I'm using NiceHash because it makes my life easier. I get to see things remotely, as I'll show you here in the remote control interface. So on my phone, I can access basically the same interface that you can see on the web. This is on the dashboard. Here's the dashboard on the phone, so I can get to it anywhere. Now, of course, I could remote into my desktop and see it that way too, but the phone interface makes it just as easy to use as the desktop interface would be. It's certainly not as comprehensive, but for the convenience factor, and that's what I'm trying to relay here, is NiceHash makes it easy. NiceHash makes it convenient. That's what they're all about. And of course, it's free, limitlessly free. They don't charge you to use their software. They don't charge you to use their NiceHash operating system. All of it's included. Now, of course, they're charging you for that, just indirectly. You mine, they make money. So it's in their interest to make you money because they make money. It's a mutual benefit. Now, the mutual benefit is not a flat rate like other companies will do. They'll charge you a flat rate per additional device you're using. But I mean, there is technically a rate within this that NiceHash is indicates. I want to get into the points of why I'm using this. One, the profitability calculator, although not always accurate, it definitely fluctuates, helps get you an idea pretty easily of what you're going to make off what cards you buy or use. They don't have every single card in here, so of course you can't get a definitive on a really old card. Like my laptop uses a 980 mobile GTX processor, or GPU, and it's so old they don't even have it in here anymore. Probably because it was never practical since it was a mobile GPU, but they just don't have it. So I can't benchmark it to find out what profitability it has. In fact, even using their NiceHash OS, it didn't work. So if you have a 980M, don't use it for this. It won't work. You'll have to do your own mining. And now you do have better control over your own mining, but with NiceHash, in my opinion, the advantage not just in ease of use is in the ease of collecting whatever coin type you would like to within a degree. Yes, they don't do swamp coin. They don't do sugar chain. Those two I've done, but they didn't figure it was practical, so they don't make it available. I don't have, let me put it this way. When I was doing mining on my own with my own hardware outside of using any consolidated system like NiceHash or Awesome Miner, I switched up my coins constantly. And I would actually go so far as to say that doing coin switching on your own manually isn't nearly as effective or practical as averaging it out using NiceHash. So NiceHash is the easy, kind of middle of the road, average, functional tool. If you're looking for something simple, NiceHash is a really easy way of going about it. So that's kind of the point I'm trying to get at with why I use it as opposed to doing it on my own. I've done it on my own. I've done it many times on my own. I still have machines running Litecoin. Yeah, they're USB-based miners, and they make almost nothing, even in a year's time. That's not the point. I like mining, so I continue to do it. So I wanted to go over also not just justifying why I like, but like what are the tools? What is the functionality? What does it give me that I appreciate more? Now, I don't appreciate that there is a minimum cutoff. You have to spend basically 100,000, or you have to make at least 100,000 Satoshis to even remove any of the money from NiceHash. So if you don't make that, and it might take a long time depending on what it is that you have. It might be a short time. Let's say you have a PC, gaming PC that has a Radeon 4 or Radeon 7 in it. You'll make that money in a week, probably in 5 days, probably in 4 days even. And then you can cash out immediately. But then that would be non-stop mining with that one rig you made. If you're building a rig system, NiceHash makes it really, really simple because you can just make their OS, like way Hive OS does the same sort of thing, although Hive OS charges you after the first 4 machines. And then plug it in, and away you go within, I'd say, 15 minutes, you could be hashing on that rig. It's so simple. It's so very simple. And I've seen a lot of YouTubers, and I'll list one of them here, VosCoin, who uses this to benchmark new hardware on a regular basis. I'm sure he benches it with other things, but it just makes it so simple to plug in a new miner, get it up and running on NiceHash. Within 10 minutes, you've got a result. And it didn't cost you anything. You didn't have to register. You didn't have to pay an extra $2 or whatever a month to get access to benchmarking and results. That's amazing. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. But for me, it's also kind of an up-to-date, like within a minute, I can find out, how is my miner doing? I can even click on this itself and it'll go to a more detailed output. It'll show me exactly what it's been doing, exactly what it's been mining on, and what my pay rates are. It's a simplified analytical dream. Really helpful for figuring out what exactly the machine's doing. And even where it's spiking, I can see down, it's up, it's down, it's up. And that one was ridiculously high. Great. It gives me the numbers I want. It gives me a payout time. It gives me my current balance and my current profitability. I wish it gave a better average instead of this. Let me just back out here and show this spikiness. I wish it gave a line across all of this to show me exactly what I'm making, a more general average across it. I'm sure that's something they could add in, but in fact, I could even download this information and do it myself. For the low price of literally free, sans the cost, the 5% they charge you, that's actually quite practical, because it's like, if you're making a lot, they're making a lot. If you're making a little, they're making a little, and they understand that. I just appreciate that there's no flat fee factor. And then of course with the wallets, you can use all these currencies they support, probably because they're mining them. And then you get this simplified report, which I really also appreciate as well. Here here's the pending amounts. Here's what I've made. Let me go back to this mining and look at the history stats here. They give this average weekly income update, the monthly, and then the yearly projected, and of course it fluctuates. Mine tends to average out to, I think, $500, $600 a year, based on these two machines. But it just gives it really simplified, general, ideal of what you're doing. Now you can see here, this is my daily amounts. I got with the new miners here on the 20th, and this is me figuring out how much I could do it, how I could do it, making them work correctly, and then I'm getting it to this average where it's coming out to, this is probably more accurately the average, somewhere between 142 and 148, maybe 150 at the most per day, just with those two miners. So it's helping me figure out the things that I would have been figuring out either way, so they just do the calculations for me, which is amazing. So I like using NiceHash for its simplicity, its ease of getting started, and it's honestly very easy for even a person who knows very little about how to do it. It just helps a lot to making the whole process very streamlined and very simplified. So I like NiceHash. If I find a better solution, in the long run, I may switch, but I'm probably going to come back to these guys. I've come back to them for a whole year on and off, and they just make it very easy for me to continue doing this kind of thing that I enjoy doing. So if you guys like what I'm talking about, thanks for watching. Probably going to make more videos, not explicitly about NiceHash, but about my progress within mining and GPU mining, probably not any more ASIC mining. And obviously CPU mining to some degree, although there's not a whole lot of CPU mining out there that I found. And just the general process. I have a project in the background I want to mention, not just the 500 subs giveaway, but that there's a project that I hope will be starting based on crypto, which is a way of paying your favorite creators in crypto. I have a team of people I'm working with on this now, and we're hopefully going to get this started this year. We'll see how it goes. It's been really challenging getting together and meeting with people and getting things up and going with this pandemic thing going on. So in any case, I appreciate your eyeballs and your views and your thumbs up and your subscriptions. Remember, we're still doing a 500 giveaway, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.